Okay, so I have come through the little opening at the dead end of my street. Can you see see there's graffiti there? That is a dead end little entrance where you can only walk on foot and come through. No cars can come through from the end of my dead end street. Now what I want to show you, I've never done this before. This is just the road that comes through at the back. Oh, plane has just gone over my head there, going in the wrong direction because I've come down here, I think. Now, what I want to show you, and it may or may not make sense to you. It's a Sunday morning, so it's the quietest day. This road should have very little traffic on it, okay? And I'm just I know they will play possum, even though I don't come down here that much, I have to admit. See how the street lights are still on? I don't think they're coming out though. See how that street light is still coming on? That street light over there is still on. I don't think it's coming out. No. See, it's actually daylight. That fella was laughing at me as he comes past. Notice how he's got the green jacket on? That is part of the Matrix. They're happy now because they're actually getting cars out of it. Just have a look here. This is my view of a Matrix. I'm going to explain it to you. And they will play possum. But look, see how there is a one-eyed... Is that car coming out? See how it's got the two bright lights? This, I think, on today, the cars that in the middle of the day, this is daylight, even though it's a murky day and I'm going to get wet here if I have to go up too quick. And I've left the front door open, so that's very dangerous. There are street lights still on, but I don't know if I'm making a point here. See how that car has got its lights on? That's a Matrix patrol system car designed to make its presence felt, and that's a Matrix person going through. Because who jogs along a polluted, busy road where there's hardly any footpath? And that was pointed out. That's very narrow up there. It's only got a few feet where you can actually walk. But a lot of them, never used to do it, but they do it now since the Matrix opened up. That's actually quite quiet for this road. Like I say, they will play possum, but that's to be expected. I expect it. But see how this car's coming up with its lights on? That's a Matrix car in broad daylight with its lights on, showing you three Matrix cars with their lights on. When I say Matrix cars, that means they are part of this. Another one coming up, see, with the lights on in broad daylight. This shows you that they are in open collaboration, collusion, and alliance with the Matrix God entity and its disciples and minions of this Matrix that are here to suppress, control, intimidate. See these cars coming up? All the cars that have their lights on are showing open allegiance to this Matrix patrol system. Any car that doesn't have its lights on could well be a regular non-Matrix person in a car, but even that I'm not 100% sure of because I have seen strange antics. But have a look. But all I'm doing here is trying to show you numbers. This car coming up does not have its lights on. The next car coming up does. And you can see them in the distance. Notice how they're very bright in the distance, but they're turning the lights down as they come past so that you can't see it. See how that is really bright in the distance for me on my visual. There's a motorbike and a car. But the rest, when they come past, they are turning the light slightly dimmer, even though you can't see that. I can see it. But even so, I'm showing numbers here. This is what human beings are up against in this end time scenario. Car with lights on, car without lights, car with lights on. This is giving you an idea on today's basis, just on a Sunday morning when there's very little traffic on here. Car with its lights on. These are possessed human beings, very bright lights coming up over the horizon there, but dimming them as they come past so that you don't see them. They don't do that normally, of course. They're only doing that because they know that I'm here filming, because they know everything I'm doing. Notice how the street lights are still on, even though that's not coming out either. I can see it clearly with my naked eye. This is no good. It's not turning out. See, they're playing possum. I can see that car flicking its bright lights in the distance there, 2 or 3 of them. One of them doing the one-eyed symbolism, which is not going to come out on the video, so I'm wasting my time. But, here we go. Matrix cars. How many with their lights on, in broad daylight, bright lights, dimming them as they come past? One car with lights on. Very little traffic this morning. This would normally be thick and loud with traffic. Second car with lights on. Third car with no lights on. I'm not sure if... I have to admit that in the past when I've come down here, I have been staggered by the number of cars in the broad daylight that have the lights on. Oh, there's a few. I should be diverging onto the bird in the tree overhead. That's about the only input that humans can have in this scenario. Now, he's doing the one-eyed symbolism there up in the background, but you will not see it on the mobile too far away. He flicked he's of the matrix, even though he's turned his lights off, because he flicked his one light on in the distance. Unfortunately, the mobile's not going to pick it up as it was coming over the hill there. So there you go. We could have a playing possum situation for me here. Okay, here we go. Matrix cars coming up. Oh. How many have the lights on? This is just trying to show, and we're doing the one-eyed flashing, one-eye headlight, one headlight in the distance there, but it's not going to come out on the mobile, I don't think. This is a failure of the video. I was hoping for better. Okay, so we have Matrix cars coming up here now. 1, 2, 3 with headlights, and there he is openly blinking with the one-eyed headlight at me. I hope that it comes out on the video. We have a Matrix patrol system or control system, one coming down the footpath here too. They're a little bit slow on that. I would have almost expected more. But I'm not sure if I'm getting this, and I'm making a bungle of the video. I'm so sorry. So 1, 2. So we have one car without. And I think we're having a little playing possum situation. Either that or the vibration here is rising. No, they are playing possum. But they still have to show some. Here we go. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think, cars with the headlights on. That means they are in openly showing you that they are of the Matrix God entities program, and that they are in alliance with suppressing me and other real humans at this end time. Here we have a fella coming down, but I'm turning away and going down here. Well, Another blinking. He's looking at me, that car. He's not keen to be on the video. Plane going straight over my head here while I'm filming. Can you see that through the tree there? Straight over my head. Even though it's a murky sky, you won't see it too well, but it's there. One Matrix car with its headlights on. Second Matrix car coming down with its headlights on. Third car coming down with no lights on. Fourth car coming down with its lights on. Fifth car coming over the hill with its lights on. Sixth car next to it with no lights on. Make of it what you will, but any car that has its lights on in broad daylight is openly showing you Matrix 1, 2, 3 and 4 in the distance there, all Matrix cars with their lights on blinking. That one down there is blinking with its one headlight or one eye, so-called one eye symbolism at me, which is not going to come out. Another one with its lights on. I must go up because I've left the front door open in the house and I've got to go back home just up the street there. It's dangerous to do that, I think, but I couldn't resist. I don't know what I'm doing down here, I really don't. Okay, they're not showing their lights very bright today, they're dimming them as they come past. That one's got its lights on, that one hasn't. This one has its lights on, so 2 out of 3. Let's see here. Okay. That car is of the Matrix even though it had its lights off. Lights on, lights on. No, they're playing possum because that car that went past had its lights off, but I have seen that car go past me, that same little Mini that is two-toned with a person in it with their cap on. Those black caps also used to be a very significant symbol for me early on when the Matrix opened up. Now they don't bother because they know that I realise that more than 3/4 is Matrix. More than 3/4. For me it appears more than that. But I'm just going to still be as... See, all those cars in the distance have their lights on. All of them. Matrix car with its lights on. Coming up, we have a taxi without lights on. Most taxis are of the Matrix, so that is probably... I think I'm going to fold up here because I have to go back. I've left the front door open. 1, 2, 3, extremely dim, you can't see it. 4, 5, 6, lights off. 7, 8. So it's about 8 out of 10 cars there that have their lights on, and we have the 9th one coming up. It's just pulled up down there with big bright lights, but they're dimming them as they come past. Oh, my foot is very, very sore out here. The technology is very close. And we actually have a break in the road, which you rarely get on this road, to be honest. So that is playing possum. No, this is playing possum. See, this is the futility of making videos trying to sell Matrix. Even low, they know that I know and it makes no difference. Okay. 1 Matrix car with lights on. 2. Truck with lights on. Van with lights on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with lights on. These ones do not have their lights on. But, are they timid, some of them, and turning their lights off? Because they can do that in the blink of an eye, and they know I'm filming. There he is doing the open one-eyed blinking at me. I almost have to smile a little bit or smirk, even low. Normally I would be intimidated by that and made to feel angry and suppressed. But because I'm filming, I'm like, okay, you're obliging for the video. Because some of them, there we have the motorbike with the big bright light, but it will dim as it comes past. 1, 2, 3. He's doing the same thing. So is it coming out on the mobile that some of these cars are blinking their one headlight at me? And this one actually has only one headlight. It's openly showing one headlight. That is quite common for me. That means that they have actually turned off one light deliberately to show open alliance. I would say, I'm going to stretch it here, but they openly showing their one headlight symbolism. Now this one headlight is a song. And I was going to mention this, but I'm not getting the inspiration, shall we say, to talk about a song. Whereas normally I would, but I'm out in the matrix. All those cars in the distance have their headlights. And see all the plane coming over my head here? Fella walked, just come right through at the same time as the plane coming over. Plane going over my head. Can't see it. Too murky, the sky. Okay. I'm getting... Look, some days, in fact most days, when you look at the traffic, that truck is blinked at me, but it's not going to come out. See how they're dimming their lights as they go past. Normally, it's not going to come out in the video that all these cars and trucks have got their lights on in broad daylight. They're coming over the hill where it's just out of the range of my mobile, and then they're dimming them as they come past. How very clever of them. Yeah, that's interesting. They don't do that. Normally they come past with the same lights. But I'm not sure what I'm trying to prove here. I thought I was going to prove something, but as usual, the Matrix has got the upper hand. So, as usual, I'm only proving a very little. Notice how one of those lights on that car is much brighter than the other. That is open. And now, as it's come past, it's dimmed them both, so you can't see it. They are just laughing at me, and I've had it. That's it. I'm not filming anymore. I've had it. I can't cope with this, to be honest. They're too sneaky for me. This is not how it normally is down here. It is quieter today. Normally you get a lot of trucks on here, but Sunday is less. But I'm not proving much today. Maybe... but as you cannot see that with the naked eye, but that was also one headlight on that truck, but it was so dim, and he's deliberate. See, I'm just looking a fool. I'm getting angry and frustrated because they're playing me. So maybe it's futile me trying to make these videos of the road. It's only taken me 3.5 years, 4 years really, to come and do this, and now they're not going to show themselves very well. But here comes another plane over my head on a Sunday when there should be very few planes anyway. Here we go. It's not going to come out, I don't think. It's very murky sky today. Yeah, very murky sky as you can see today here. I That's a noisy Matrix car. When they make that slight... See, there again, it's actually very quiet too. That's another thing. They're not revving up their engines or making their presence felt in any way today. One headlight here. None here. I have to be honest, even though I'm being played. But you're still looking at, in broad daylight, and by the way, when I say broad daylight, I have come down here in the past with the dog when we've took him down to a little bit of water that's, if you walk down here, it's not that far. On a day when the sun is as bright as anything and as clear as sky, and yet you will still have these cars with their headlights on. Now, what car in any reality has its headlights on full beam on a bright, hot, sunny day? And yet in the past that has been the norm down here, and is the norm if I go the other direction on Parramatta Road, where they can really have... because you don't get any buses along here hardly. Notice how it's all cars. This is all cars, whereas if I go anywhere else, it's trucks. I had semi-trailers, 10 of them the other night lined up. One Matrix bike with lights on, bit shy. Another one, they're dimming their lights, but you're still getting a little indication of those that are openly showing you the numbers of those that are here. And down there, oh, plane went over the top, a little tiny one over my head. I missed that nearly. See how it's just not going to come out. Gee, that plane was moving pretty fast too, almost abnormally fast, I would say, for a plane, wouldn't you say? In comparison with most of the others. That's strange. I don't know what's going on here, but let me see. This road is clear. Look, that is strange. No lights. They're turning the lights off now. But some of them will still keep them on because they have to still suppress a little bit. Okay. I'm going up in a minute. 1, 2, 3. Fourth one without lights. Fifth one with lights. Sixth one went round the corner there with lights but didn't come up. Okay, let's try it just once more. Make a fool of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Seventh without lights. Eighth with lights. 9 with lights. 10 with lights. 11 with lights, and one brighter than the other as it comes over the hill there, and it's going to dim them as it comes past. Notice how it was brighter with one over the hill there, and now it's deliberately dimmed them so that you can't see it as it comes past. Okay, so they really like to play these Matrix things. Okay. No point in me probably filming on the other side, but as you can, if they had their lights on full beam like they often do, you would see this. But they're dimming them because they know I'm filming. So you've only got one there that didn't have its lights on, even so. So I have to point this out, and I'm just hoping that some of it comes out on the video, but I fear that most of it isn't. That car that went past had no lights on, but it blinked its one headlight at me as it went past, but it had passed the video. See, they are making a fool of me here, and I'm making a fool of myself. And I shouldn't be bothering. Okay, he did the one-eyed thing at me too. Did you see it? Is it coming out? Probably not. Okay, 1, 2, 3. And he did the one-eyed over there, even though it was on the other side of the road. You won't see it. No, I've had it. They're making a fool of me. I'm looking stupid here. Okay. Motorbike with the headlights on. And they're very quiet today too. I know you might say, well, that motorbike, but this actually is normally a racket on this road whenever I've come down here, which isn't as much as obviously down the main street in Parramatta Road, but even though it's only just a few doors down, a dead end at the bottom of my street. See that graffiti there is the entrance that you can just walk through. One odd symbolism on that bike there, he flashed the light at me. It's not going to come out. I'm actually getting annoyed. We've got one truck anyway. The trucks would probably appear more readily too if I wasn't filming. And also they normally make a lot more noise. It's actually strangely quiet on this road. So I'm getting plain possum. Okay, but we'll give it one more go. Okay, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The 8th car only without lights. 9, he blinked at me doing the one eye headlight. One headlight symbolism, one eye thing there. And these two fellas looked at me in the car. Another one eye symbolism blinking. Is it coming out? No. I've had it. I don't think it's going to come out because I can see it with my naked eye, but looking through the thing here, I can see that it's not coming out very well. I'll have to look at it later if I've got the energy, but I'm sorry that I'm getting much for you. But I cannot... One eye blinking on that car at me as it went past over on the other side. Not going to come out. See, I'm getting loud and angry. I better go up. Better go back. Left the front door open. Wasted time. I don't know what I was expecting, but I was hoping, because Sunday is the quietest day too. But I'm finishing up here.